Lore After Midnight, Episode 2, The Voice of the Phantom Radio. After midnight, the airwaves hum with the voices of the forgotten. Dead frequencies rise, can carry messages no human was meant to hear. Welcome to Lore After Midnight, a horror podcast about the shadows buried beneath Brazil's myths, and the truths that only come alive after midnight, in the heart of where the forest breathes like a living god, and the rivers slither with memory. There once was a station, a tiny community radio built by hand, held together by hope and rusted wires, Esperança Livre, a signal meant for fishermen, farmers, in the sleepy town of Arapatira. The station had been abandoned for 10 years. A fire, they said. Short circuit. 2 broadcasters missing. No investigation. No one goes there anymore. Last month, something changed. The signal came back. No one turned it on. There was no power, no staff, no license, yet people began hearing the broadcast. Just after midnight, it started as static, then the sound of a storm that wasn't there. Then a voice, not singing, not speaking, whispering, guttural, endless, Os, Rios, Sakaro, Os, Souza, Subarao, Anoit, Se Carne. The rivers shall dry, the bones shall rise, the night shall become flesh. It didn't sound human, it didn't sound alive, and yet it spoke in perfect Portuguese. The voice changed every night, sometimes male, sometimes childlike, like a lullaby made of broken teeth. People started listening, not out of curiosity, but because they couldn't turn it off. Radios without batteries, cell phones in airplane mode, all picking up the same cursed signal. A journalist named Bentus drove to Arapatira to investigate. He found the station overgrown, half-burned, the air inside heavy with mildew and a strange floral scent, like rotting orchids. The studio was intact, microphones, mixing board, even the old vinyls, but the tape recorder was running by itself, rewinding, playing, rewinding, playing. There was only one tape. No label. He played it back and heard the voice. It spoke in Tupi, Guarani, Portuguese, and something else. A language older than any tongue, older than trees. It told a story, a twisted version of a known legend, about the wandering spirit. But this was not a protector of animals. He was the broadcaster of the end, a hunter of souls. Signal made of bone and fire, bouncing off the walls of forgotten temples and the skulls of the murdered. He spoke of a war between spirits deep in the forest, and how one of them, betrayed, was buried in sound, not in soil, not in stone, but in a radio frequency. Then came the scream, lost consciousness. When he woke, he wasn't alone. A figure stood in the sound booth, wearing the old station uniform, microphone live, speaking in a whisper. But its mouth wasn't moving. The figure turned where its eyes should be. There was only ash, and through its chest, a flickering light, red, like a warning signal. Rand, he never made it home. His recorder was found abandoned near the road, the tape still running. And on that tape, a voice, Agent Bentes, failed, Ouroboros escalation protocol, active. The tape was seized by men in suits, not from anywhere nearby. The town was warned not to speak, not that anyone dared. But now, Esperança Livre is broadcasting again, and the voices have multiplied. Listeners report hearing their own names spoken by lost relatives. Others claim the radio predicts deaths 3 days before they happen. And some say that when you fall asleep with it on, you don't wake up in your body. One of the original broadcasters, Louise, was never found. The other, Anna Clara, left behind a journal. In it, one line was underlined in blood. We weren't reporting the news, we were transmitting it from the other side. So when the static hit your radio, when the whisper turned sweet, when your name is called in the dead of night, don't answer. The Phantom Radio isn't looking for listeners. It's looking for replacements. This was the second anomaly tied to Project Ouroboros, and the signal is spreading. If you hear it tonight, turn it off. Or don't. Maybe it's already too late. You've just heard Lore After Midnight. Like the story, follow the podcast and leave us a review. And if you've got your own tale of horror or the unexplained, DM us. It might become the next broadcast. After Midnight.